In all cultures around the world, people associate the most important events in their lives with flowers. And this is observed from the most ancient cultures to the present day. So from birth, marriage, and until death, flowers have served as powerful symbols for the cycle of life and the connection with nature in many cultures around the world. They represent birth, growth, death, and rebirth, reflecting the natural cycle of life. This gives us an important fact to say with certainty that all cultures around the world today have a common origin which is clearly seen in this simple symbol: flowers. So we can say with certainty that man has believed since early in prehistoric times that human life is a cycle that does not end with death. Just like the flower which turns into a fruit and the man turns into something else. The flower of life is an ancient geometric symbol consisting of several symmetrically overlapping circles, creating a shape that resembles a flower. This motif does not represent an actual flower, but is a symbol used in many cultures and spiritual traditions to represent the concepts of creation, harmony, and the connection of all things in the universe. In Illyrian culture, this symbol has been found carved on tombs, stelae, and other artifacts, reflecting their beliefs about life, death, and immortality. The use of this symbol indicates a deep connection to the concepts of the cycle of life and cosmic unity. So, the flower of life is an abstract symbol and does not represent a specific flower in nature. It is used to express philosophical and spiritual ideas about the structure and harmony of the universe. Looking also at the mythologies of various cultures around the world, we find the flower as a symbol of birth, growth, death, and resurrection. Simply put, the symbol of the cycle of life. Ancient Egypt. In Egyptian mythology, the lotus flower was a symbol of the sun and rebirth. The lotus blooms every morning and closes in the evening, representing the daily cycle of life and resurrection. This symbol was widely used in Egyptian art and architecture to represent creation and rebirth. Albanian Lu, Luan, movement, life, and let go, separation, sowing. Flower, Hinduism. In Hindu tradition, the lotus flower, Padma, is associated with major gods such as Vishnu and Lakshmi. It symbolizes purity, creation, and the cycle of rebirth, representing the soul that rises above materialism and achieves spiritual enlightenment. So the flower, after blooming, moving, living later leaves, separates from this state by turning into quince. And in this way a new beginning is made possible from the seeds of the fruit that originally appeared as a flower. Buddhism. In Buddhism, the lotus flower represents the path to enlightenment. It grows from the mud, passes through murky water and blooms above the surface, symbolizing the soul's rise above the suffering and pollution of the material world to achieve enlightenment. So it plays, moves and appears in life that it then leaves, departs, separates from life to transform. In Pelasgian Illyrian mythology, the poppy flower, Amapola, is associated with the goddess Demeter and her daughter Persephone. The poppy symbolizes sleep and death, but also rebirth and fertility, reflecting the seasonal cycles of agriculture and life. So it plays and leaves. And here we have something more, because in Albanian it is called Lulukyuk. Roman mythology. Goddess Flora. Over 300 types of flowers are associated with the Roman goddess Flora. This fact illustrates its mythological importance as the embodiment of spring and renewal, shaping our understanding of the eternal cycles of life. Chinese culture. In Chinese culture, the peony flower is considered the queen of flowers and symbolizes wealth, honor, and beauty. It is also associated with life cycles and rebirth, representing growth and prosperity. So Lu and Lo. Japanese culture. The cherry blossom, sakura, in Japan symbolizes the transience of life. Its short bloom represents temporary beauty and the cycle of life, reminding people of the transient nature of existence. So Lu, life, and Lu, death. Celto-Irish culture. In Celtic traditions, the daisy flower symbolizes purity and rebirth. It is associated with spring and new beginnings, representing the cycle of life and the resurrection of nature after winter. So there is no more Albanian. Lu and Lu in all these myths around the world. So Lu, Luage movement, interaction, life. Lu, leave, separation, transition to another stage or form. These examples show that flowers have been universal symbols for life cycles and connection with nature in many cultures. They represent birth, growth, death, and rebirth, reflecting the natural cycle of life and the transience of human existence. So finally, the fact that Why only in the Albanian language with its name Lul, which is a word created from two monosyllabic verbs that show the movement of life and death, its movement and its transformation into another form. So the explanation of the symbol that represents birth, growth, death, and rebirth, reflecting the natural cycle of life, is explained and preserved even today by the Albanian language. Which, as we see, is a powerful tool for unraveling the history and ancient knowledge of humanity.
Mos harroni të regjistroheni gjithashtu në faqen e internetit shikoj.com, ku pasi të regjistroheni mund të lexoni falas libra të një rëndësie të veçantë për gjuhën dhe historinë shqiptare. Mirupafshim në videon e radhës.